Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Today, after the old day job, I am off to check out the new biopic, Back to Black, starring Marissa Abela. This is the story of Amy Winehouse, her quick rise to fame, and then all the unfortunate things that happened once she got there. And guys, I am looking forward to this film. I'm a fan of Amy Winehouse. I wouldn't call myself a super fan by any means. I own a copy of Back to Black. I think it's one of the greatest albums ever made. I could say easily one of the best, I would say top 100 albums ever made. I could probably argue that if I was given the right amount of time to set up an argument and so on and so forth. But anyways, I digress. I'm not here to talk about Amy Winehouse's musical career. I am here to talk about the film Back to Black. So it's enough of me sitting here yammering on and on and on. It is time for me to get out the door because I gotta get to work, and then I'm off to check out Back to Black. Welcome back, just getting home, and guys, I'm a little disappointed in this movie. This film ended up being just completely average, just really middle of the road. I'm a little disappointed in that. So let's get this started, shall we? We're going to get things started with the negatives, then move into the positives to end the video on the ever so important high note. Like I said, this movie is just your average, normal, run-of-the-mill biopic. It hits every one of the tropes that you would expect from especially a music biofilm. It starts off with Amy as a young woman, and she's just kind of learning things. She's starting to get her sound, and there's this really nice, sweet little moment at the beginning of the film where we get to see Amy sit down with the guitar, strum out some chords, work on writing a song, and then that's the last freaking time we really get to see anything and everything about her music. Everything from that point on just goes right into everything we know from the tabloids. The film focuses mostly on her relationship with her ex-husband Blake and all of the crazy toxicity that went on with that. It doesn't really do anything with her music. It doesn't talk at all about the writing process, how she came up with the ideas for her songs. They hint at things. They're like, hey, that song's about me, isn't it? And then somebody gets upset or they get happy or whatever. But we never actually get to see how Amy comes up with these songs, except for that one small little moment at the beginning of the film, and then everything from then on out is just very kind of weird, glazed over moments in her life. Like, there's weird things that they don't touch on that were, known in the public, like the bulimia. The woman had bulimia, and she just kind of they just kind of dabble with it in the movie. There's a moment where they're just like, were you getting sick in the bathroom again? And she's like, oh, I had a little too much to drink. And it's just kind of like implied. And then finally, it's like near the end of the movie, boom, they just throw that into the mix. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, I know you have this drug problem. Yeah, you got an alcoholism problem and you're bulimic. Good Lord. But they don't ever really touch on it. They just give you little hints that there's something else going on, but they don't really dive into the issue, which is so strange because they really push the alcoholism and even the drugs. Like, when it comes down to her addictions, they really zoned in on the alcohol and they really didn't kind of touch on much other than that. They do bring up how she was hounded by paparazzis, but it almost gets comical as the movie goes on. The story itself is just boring. It's bland. I wanted to go see a movie about Amy Winehouse and her music, the process of how she made one of the best albums ever, and they just glaze over it. It's just a moment. There's just kind of a musical montage, and it shows her being sad because Blake's not around, and then that's it. All of a sudden, boom! Hey, you win 5 Grammys, and you have Album of the Year and all. We don't know how you made the album, but hey, Album of the Year! And that's it! That's it! That is pretty much this entire film. It's just a by-the-numbers biopic that doesn't even really focus on its main subject. It just focuses on the marriage and the relationship between her and Blake. And that's the main focus of this film. And I'm sorry, guys, I didn't sign up to watch a romantic, not even comedy, not even really a romance, just watching 2 horribly toxic people try to have a relationship that are just horribly codependent. And even in that, I know this because I know what happened with her in the public eye. They don't really even go into the toxicity of the relationship. They kind of show a little bit, but honestly, to be perfectly honest, I feel like they throw a lot of the problems in that relationship on Amy Winehouse. But, oh well, who am I to judge? So that's pretty much all the negatives I have on this one. And so you're probably sitting there like, do you like anything? And yes, I did like the performances. I think the actors did an excellent job. Even with the extremely slow and just boring runtime of this film, the actors do a great job with what they have. Marissa Abella, who plays Amy Winehouse, was excellent in the film. She really did an excellent job. And then Jack O'Connell, he played Blake. And again, excellent job. He was really good as the character. But other than the performances in this film and the occasional Amy Winehouse song, it's not that great of a movie, guys. It is just extremely, extremely, extremely average. And to be perfectly honest, there's other things coming out this weekend that I think that you're going to want to see in the theater. This is a definite stream it film. Now, if you're an Amy Winehouse super fan, you probably went and saw the special showing that I just went and saw. But if you haven't seen the film yet, you're probably going to like it. It does have her music in it, and it does have a little bit about her life. But all in all, as just an average person, I do not think this film is for everybody, to be perfectly honest. I really think that this is a stream it out of curiosity kind of film. Let this one go at the theaters this time around, guys. I'm sorry to say that. I don't know how a film about a person who pushed the boundaries of music and was so unique as an artist could have such a bland and boring and painted by the numbers biopic. Alright guys, well that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the thumbs up if you like what you see it. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.